Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built, and I've had plenty of time doing wiring now, so it's back into something a bit different, and maybe we'll work on the carpet. So today, a break from wiring, and I'm gonna get stuck into doing the carpet. And I went to a local auto upholstery supplier and got this this really nice plush black carpet that I'm gonna put in the car. And thankfully I managed to borrow some carpet bits from Zach, and I'm going through now and going to use this as a template to make up the new carpet for the back of the car. So this piece here is the back section. So I'm going to start out, first bit, lay it out, draw it out, cut it out, and look and see how it fits. And that's the start. All right, now it's cut out. Let's go and see how it fits. That looks great. That was quick and easy. So that's one down. Now it's time to try and hit the floors of the car. I hate it when I do that. I had to add this little tab for sitting down next to where the seat mounts in. And of course, I copied it onto the back of the carpet, and when I flipped it over, it's on the wrong side. I've done it so many times, and I'm still going to keep doing it. But so I'll copy it over, do it again, and hopefully I can reuse this bit somewhere else. All right, I've got all my bits cut out for the car. All the carpet pieces are exactly the way I want them. And it would be so easy if I could just leave it like that, but you really can't, because you get all these little fluffy bits that keep coming off. I've got all this fluff stuff everywhere, and the edges just look ratty and horrible. So my mission now is to edge these things, and I'm thinking to match it like the car, I'm going to do them in Alcantara. Okay, so I've got my Alcantara laid out now upside down, and my first step is to go through and cut myself out a bunch of 5 centimetre wide strips, and these are going to be the edges of my carpet. All right, now is my time to actually start sewing the edges on these things, and how I turn this 5 centimetre strip into an edge. For starters, I've already sort of run it around the edge and worked out that I'm going to need over the length of more than one. So I'm going to sew these two bits together first. Let me just quickly do that. Now I've got these two bits together. There's a nice long strand of edging and a nice pretty Alcantara. And the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to start midway along an edge just so that I have a nice pretty, I'm going to start midway along, and I'm going to fold the end over, and this is upside down on top of my piece of carpet. All right, so now I've sewn this on the inside edge. What I'm doing is I need to go around and just cut a couple of relief cuts in the corners because it's pulling tight. So I'll just relief cut it. And once I've done the relief cuts in the corners, I can just fold this over the outside edge like that, fold it over, and then I can sew along inside this seam again, and it'll actually sew the binding on the back, so then I'll have a nice neat edge all the way around. All right, I've got my difficult bits done. They do buckle a little bit in the corners. Maybe a bit of heat might help stretch that out. It's just the way that the sewing machine has sort of stretched it. I may need to get some glue or something and actually glue the carpets down. It's probably going to be the nicest way to have them so that they sit nice and flat. But for now, I'll just sit them in here as I'm not completely finished leaving this interior in for good. But they're looking good, and these are the difficult bits. They, the edge nicely around the base of the roll cage and around my, my seat mounts and everything, so they're in. Now it's just the big bits left, 2 front floor mats and the back, and we should be good. So it's all done, it's lying in there. It's, as you can see, it's not laying super flat. It actually looks worse on camera than it does in the flesh, but I think I might need to make some little clips in the corners to sort of pin it down in areas. Any suggestions on clips would be good, but the whole inside is done. All these pieces are all in and looking good. So that is a full day of work down. It wasn't super interesting, so there's not heaps of filming. It's more of the same over and over again, but you get the idea, hopefully. And that's another big job knocked off the list. There is really not a lot left to go besides that wiring. Anyway, that means it's time for Fun Facts with Mrs. Jeff.
Hey guys, another interesting rally cheat was done by the Ford WRC team on the 2003 rally spec cars. They built a 45-litre titanium tank that fit inside the rear bumper of the car. And what did it contain, you may ask? Not fuel or nitrous, it contained boost. The tank was filled with the excess boost via an electronic valve from the turbo during part and off-throttle situations. As the cars used an anti-lag system, the turbo still created large amounts of boost that wasn't used. As the cars had to run a 34mm restrictor, they would struggle to supply the volume of air required, particularly when higher up in the rev range. This is where the valve to the 45-litre pressurised tank would open and it would release the air back into the engine, giving it a sudden boost, at least until the tank emptied. As all of the air had passed through the restrictor, it was not technically illegal, but it still skirted around the regulations and it was soon banned.
All right, another day down. I've got all of the carpet in, and I'm really happy. That looks good, and the interior is getting there. There's only a few more bits and pieces to tidy up, besides the wiring. As far as the distributor stuff goes, I've decided to scrap all the stuff that I've got. I've got something else coming, so I'm waiting for that. That hopefully will be here reasonably soon.
But the comments have been really helpful, so
yes, you guys have helped.
Wealth of information.
Amazingly. So
thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
And we're just super excited that
it's getting close. It's really getting close.
Yeah. Can't wait to take it out on the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks again to all our patrons. As you know, if you join us on the Patreon page, you can potentially watch these videos a day earlier than everybody else. And
yeah, yeah, please like and subscribe, and
That
see you
stuff
again next
actually does
week.
make a difference. So,
It does. It really does. No, it's
Yeah.
great to get new subscribers, patrons.
all right, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.
Via an electronic valve from the turbo. Valve. What's a valve? I don't know. Filled with the excess booze.
Booze on the brain.
9 o'clock. I gotta stay close.